You may have heard by now that Red Bull's resident genius Adrian Newey is on the brink of leaving the team he turned into champions. Now, speculation is rife that Newey's exit could be announced before this weekend's Miami Grand Prix, following his formal submission of resignation. According to motorsport.com, Newey has officially communicated his decision to leave the team, with preparations in progress to make the announcement to the public imminently. Since the news broke, Ferrari has been thought of as the most likely team to poach him, which means that Sir Lewis could potentially have a rocket that could take him to that elusive 8th title. But in a huge letdown for both him and the Tifosi, recent rumors suggest that Adrian Newey could turn down Ferrari and opt for Aston Martin. With an impressive record of over 200 race wins, 13 Drivers' Championships, and 12 Constructors' Championships, Newey holds another title, the most decorated individual in F1 history. Following successful stints at Williams and McLaren, Adrian Newey has played a pivotal role in Red Bull's triumphs since joining the team in 2006. He has crafted championship-winning cars for renowned drivers such as Sebastian Vettel and current world champion Max Verstappen. Newey's future is now under intense scrutiny following numerous reports last week suggesting his desire to part ways with the team. These claims coincide with the ongoing off-track drama at Red Bull, fueled by rumors in recent weeks suggesting that Newey has been courted by both Aston Martin and Ferrari with lucrative contract offers. On the Motorsport Italia YouTube channel, the esteemed technical analyst Giorgio Piola suggested that Adrian Newey is leaning towards joining the British-based Aston Martin team. Despite the allure of potentially creating an F1 super team at Ferrari alongside 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton, Piola believes that a move to Maranello could pose challenges for someone with Newey's mindset. He said, "Knowing Adrian Newey, I think he would choose the Aston Martin because he would be in a much more relaxed climate, and it's close to where he works now, and let's remember he's a man who gets lost easily. They had to go and find him from Red Bull sometimes when he got lost before GPS existed. His arrival in Italy, I would see it as a bit more problematic. He knows there would also be high expectations and a lot of pressure, so it's not an atmosphere that is perfectly ideal for his mentality. I think it would be a big change. However, it would also be something very ambitious because it could bring success back to Ferrari. It's a result that would be magical for anyone, both drivers and technicians. But ultimately, I think he would be calmer and more suited to Aston Martin. And even though I hate the casino and I've never bet in my life, but if I had to bet, I'd bet on him going to Aston Martin." Piola showed regret over a potentially horrible situation at Red Bull that could lead to Adrian Newey's departure, citing Newey's aversion to internal team politics. He highlighted a possible absence of harmony between Newey and Red Bull's technical director, Pierre Wash, who has received glowing praise from team principal Christian Horner in recent times. There was an incident in January when Christian Horner claimed that Red Bull's technical team, under Pierre Wash's leadership, is not dependent on Adrian Newey. In response, Newey's wife Amanda took to Twitter, dismissing Horner's remarks as a load of hogwash. Piola's comments followed a resurfaced clip in which Adrian Newey expressed his attachment to Red Bull in December 2023, likening leaving the team at this stage of his career to walking out on your family. He also disclosed that he had considered joining Ferrari on 3 occasions during his esteemed career, acknowledging his fondness for the renowned Scuderia. While on the Formula for Success podcast, Newey said, "Ferrari is this magic brand that, in all honesty, probably everybody in motor racing is always fascinated by and tempted to join if they're offered the opportunity. I've been approached, and come close, 3 times now. One of those was in IndyCar's way back. It's an amazing brand. It has all this mystique about it. It's effectively the Italian national team, with all the pros and cons that come with that. The cons are that if you don't do a great job, you are absolutely berated and torn apart. Of course, if you do a good job, then you're a national hero, so that brings all its own pressures. But I have to try to take the passion side out of it, and approach it from an engineering side. The teams I've worked for, I've hugely enjoyed, and of course Red Bull, because that's a team I've been at more or less from the start. I suppose to change now, I'm not saying I would never ever change, because you should never say that, but it would be like walking out on your family, because that's what it's become." While we're on the topic of Ferrari, let me ask you, is Lewis Hamilton's shock move to Maranello a final shot at glory, or nothing more than an ego stroke? Bernie Ecclestone, the former Formula One boss, has thrown shade at the 7-time world champion's strange move to Ferrari in 2025. In an explosive sit-down, He painted a picture of Hamilton being a drama queen, saying the departing Mercedes star might be too much to handle. Hamilton sent shockwaves through the F1 community in February when he revealed his plan to jump ship to Ferrari on a multi-year deal, bidding farewell to his storied tenure with Mercedes. Hamilton's bombshell arrived a mere 5 months after he inked a fresh 2-year pact with Mercedes, extending his stay until the close of 2025. But the 39-year-old activated an escape clause before even revving up for the maiden season under his latest agreement. The twist has led to an unprecedented scenario, Hamilton navigating the entirety of the F1 2024 season with Mercedes, all while knowing their paths will diverge come year-end. This leaves team boss Toto Wolff in a whirlwind quest for a new partner to join George Russell. The vacant seat at Mercedes has sparked speculation, with names like Carlos Sainz, the outgoing Ferrari driver Hamilton will replace, reigning world champion Max Verstappen, and Mercedes' young prodigy, 17-year-old Andrea Kimi Antonelli, all thrown into the mix. Ecclestone, renowned for his leadership of the Brabham team before ascending to F1's pinnacle, was left bewildered by the bombshell. He sees it as evidence that the bond between Hamilton and Wolff might not be as tight-knit as it appeared. Speaking to Racing News 365, Ecclestone shared his thoughts on the matter. It was a strange move to make. Toto has relied on him an awful lot more, and they've become close for selfish reasons, both of them. I don't think there was ever a sort of a relationship where you could rely on both parties. There obviously wasn't, because that's why he suddenly decided to leave. Big surprise in as far as I didn't understand why he did it, given the year's notice basically. Why didn't he wait until later on during the season? People thought they had done a clever deal in taking him, but I think it's a bit of an ego thing that he got latched into it at all. Ecclestone was adamant that he wouldn't have signed Hamilton, arguing that Wolff and Mercedes had given him too much authority within the team. Too much of a handful, an unnecessary handful, he said. He really sort of commands a little at Mercedes. Toto has let him be like that, to keep him on board and keep him happy. But I never had that with the drivers. They're still good friends of mine. Genuine friends, not for finance or whatever. Good friends. I'd rather have that sort of relationship, rather than the fact I jump when somebody says jump, or defend a situation. If I wanted to do something, I'd do it if I thought it was the right thing to do. Hamilton's move to Ferrari will reunite him with team principal Fred Vasseur, who guided him to a championship-winning GP2, now F2, season in 2006. Additionally, the veteran driver is known to share a friendly rapport with Ferrari chairman John Elkann. Nearly a year since initial reports surfaced of Elkann's whopping €40 million offer to lure Hamilton away from Mercedes, Ecclestone believes the Ferrari chairman's pursuit of the star was fueled by ego. He added, Fred knew him from their early days, and I think John Elkann at Ferrari, from his point of view, it was a bit of an ego thing that he's managed to capture one of the leading Formula One drivers, the best Formula One driver in many people's opinion. These things happen, just a whole set of circumstances that come together. What do you think? Should Adrian Newey stay in Red Bull, or is the grass greener on the other side? And do you agree with Bernie Ecclestone's opinion that Lewis Hamilton is a drama queen? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell for the hottest F1 news.